It's not colours because it's black and white, but you know, like the gradients of it and stuff, like how it's showing you in a way what it is. I mean, it's kind of cloudy, but at the same time, like clouds of stars are filled with light. You see, like the dark, it looks like that black hole, kind of black. So it's like that imperceivable light, which the white's also an imperceivable light. Like we said, with like it cloaks a lot of it, but then it depends which side of the fence you're on. You know what I mean? Whether you're in the spirit world or the living world in that kind of way. Some more examples of it. That's a bit blurry. Never mind. See, we've been all random, but there's a lot of different examples. Like we looked at them stones and stuff, and there's different examples and of like even how the separated parts and stuff. There's loads of different examples of like how it can be. Like I said, with the different plants, you know what I mean? You've got trees and you know, in comparison to it all. So there's all those different shapes. It's all those different patterns it can do. For different trees or different segments of a tree. It depends. I mean, you look at your own human body, you know, like how your lungs are different to your heart or your liver. You know what I mean? If we were considered like we were looking at it through this way, then it's just different parts of it in that kind of sense. So I quite like that. You know, if we've got it all, right? So it's like the sun, it's like the waves, that cross section in last episode, um, or previous, and it showed you the splitting. And so, like the wave, also like the third is Windows to Spirit, and we show the like the lights that's the wave splits the light in that kind of way. It creates the separation from the spirit into the real world, like that aspect of it. So, like in that one of the petrified trees, it was kind of all colourful, and then you could see the real world inside. That colourful, but well, because we're in the tree, we're seeing it through the lens of the astral world, and then like the split, you could see the actual real colours in a way. So, you know, if we go through that split and go into the world, that's how you'd see it rather than all the bright colours, which the tree of life or the astral planes perceive it as. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the flat plane. So again, like I say about the wave, so then you can compare it to like the feather, the lips, all that kind of thing. The reflection being bigger at one side than the other, depending on angle, all that kind of stuff. And the angle's determined by the sun, where the sun's coming through. So we've got like actually inside the tree. So it's like an example of this, which hasn't been included in previous We Lived in the Trees episodes and stuff like. But if you're living there, right, and you don't get any cold drafts at all, you know what I mean? Only, you know, from that direction, you know, a way out or whatever. But everything would be, you know, it'd be warm, it'd be cozy. It's got a nice wetness to it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you don't touch wood and it feels cold. You know what I mean? Like metal or brick or all that kind of stuff. Um, and it's therapeutic to look at. You know, there's a lot of aspects of it and stuff, and it's like, you know, I kind of think that well, we need some giant trees before we can start doing it, but yeah, it seems appropriate, you know, to like so that like, you know, that's how the realms are. That's how it is on the macro side of things. So, like, you know, we should incorporate that kind of way of being, you know what I mean, into his lives. So that's a wood boring beetle. So that one's quite good. It looks like some, like I said, previous ones, like, you know, this is another one, like the previous pictures I saw is, and we showed the actual ones, you know, the actual ruins and such, and how similar they are. Snuck in. um, this is a leftover picture. It's got mixed in. The trippy, uh, what's it called? Eye migraine patterns and stuff like. It's like the zigzagging, you know. So if you've had the eye migraines, you'd recognize it and stuff. So again, like living in the tree in this way. So yeah, an abundance of animals that live in there. There's a woodpecker, raccoons. I mean, there's loads, isn't there? You know, it's like it was difficult to think of them all and stuff like. Um, well, this is another aspect of it. There's like in the previous picture, uh, you see, like they live in the negative space, and so the negative space, that's like they're not in the wood. You see all the how it, you know, all the layers, the rings, and that kind of way and stuff. And so, in the same sense, it's like that black hole, you know. And so that's where they all live. They all live inside it, you know. So that's like their realm. It's like, you know, it's again like that's in that negative space either. You know, like a wood knot. So a negative space, and then you've got the realm, the chakras. So again, it lives in the wood knot. And the wood knot's the realm. The wood knot's the black hole, the sun. You can see the same colours. So it's the same as a wave. See all the sunlight in the wave froth as it goes round into wave spiral, which is the same pattern. You know, we were talking about how it has to find that pattern to link up so it can make the life, you know? So now, you know, we're seeing it for the realm as well. So, like, our bodies connect to the realm in that way, just simply through this one wave pattern. and amongst it we can see these lines with better there. I mean, you can see them coming down as well. So those crisscrossing lines, like in the last episode of Tree of Life, we could see all the fabric of it all and all that kind of stuff. It crisscrossed both ways. Or one at last episodes. Like we brought it up in waves of love as well and all these kind of things. So we can see, how that repeats. So as it finds that pattern in the wave, that match up pattern, we're seeing how that matches up with actually the fabric of what the heavens are. So that's where it comes from in all those Tree of Life episodes. Like, to make sense of all that and that kind of way. And it's like that simplicity, like just through that wave. There's so many things which come through it. It's that crisscross, it's the colours, it's the roll, all of it adds back up to the knot in the wood, the black hole of which is the bubble of consciousness. So the waves, the mouth, the chakra, the tunnel, the sun. So there you got all your black hole, all that bright light, and then all the darkness of the dome. That's how it lives inside. That's the knot of wood in the same sense. So, it's all the waves crashing, like inconsistent patterns. It's blurrier in distance, it's out of focus. You can see that there are waves as well, or a wave. It's got froth and stuff and splashing. I think in the sun, having each strand is like that, its own bubble of consciousness, a part of the sun in that kind of way. We get a heart shape as well. That's a repetition of one. Again, you get more, I don't know, like the light and the colour, like that brown colour, like those brown opals, all that kind of stuff. So it's like golden light in that kind of way. So all the creatures which kind of sleep that way as well. It's like that natural way of things. So like wood lice, like open and closing of the dome. The realm, like the Pac-Man shape. So like the peacock feather, it has that bit which comes in. So like the P, etc. So obviously it's in a circle again, but also like all the white froth. So there's nothing there. That's the space. So that's like the water. It looks black, but it's like all the froth is white. So then, like where the negative space is, that's where the realm is. So in the same sense, how you look at compare the water to like the wood, and it's such a trivial thing, you know, to look at the water in that kind of way. But now we've got like that comparison. It it fits and it shows it that way. And so, in the black spot is where the consciousness is, the realm. So all the spikes, like the sun, and so like sunflowers and everything else and stuff like, and the consciousness of it. And it protects itself by rolling into a ball, like the wood nut. So, a couple of pictures of them. So we lived in the trees, micro and macro. It kind of reminds me of my first Origins of Life series with a Taurus field. The micro macro then was the Taurus field of a flower, what to compare to the realm. And so now it's kind of like the tree compares to like the universe. So it's like, you know, micro to macro and super micro to macro in a sense and stuff like. I'll turn this one. So just in reflection to everything we've seen. Hey, I think that's it for now. I get on with next rest at service. So thank you for watching. It's only this one for this one as well. I would not got more lived in the trees. I just thought I would make this comparison video, how it kind of fits in with the narrative of the Tree of Life stuff. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.